bless every one of them. This day is also a day to remember those who have betrayed their country. Remember when they ran across the border to Canada to avoid military service? The cowards, the peaceniks, the demonstrators like Jane Fonda and Tom Hayden, who enjoy the wonders of this country, the freedom, the opportunity, yet they are unwilling to fight to preserve those freedoms and opportunities. These idiots, these punks, these peaceniks are more anxious to criticize and humiliate our country and our leaders. During the Vietnam War, our fighting men were degraded and ridiculed and undermined by the left-wing peacenik cowards in this country. On this Memorial Day, let's remember the cowards who spit in the faces of our fighting men with great disdain. Let's remember the cowards with disdain. But let's save our final thoughts today for those heroes who make us all proud to be Americans. And I say to the families listening to me tonight who have lost loved ones in the line of duty, remember your loved ones did not die in vain. Because of them, America is still standing strong and free, a beacon of hope, a beacon of light for the entire world. God bless our vets. God bless them who gave their lives for their country. God bless America.
God bless my America.
Everybody sing along now, come on.
Land that I love. Stand beside her. Oh, God, guide her through the night with the light from above.
Everybody singing, come on.
From the mountain
It's Memorial Day. Let me hear you.
to the prairie,
Loud and clear.
to the ocean, white with foam.
God bless this country.
God bless America, my home, sweet home.
One more time now, everybody on the freeway.
Stand beside her, oh Lord, guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie,
To the ocean.
to the ocean, white with
Thank you very much. Okay, and here we go, everybody, on the Wally George show for this Monday Memorial Day. It's 7:10, and if you're on the way home on the freeway, stay with us. If you got a car phone, feel free to call us. We're here. You be here, too. Now, once again, in case you just joined us, let me give the phone numbers one more time. And if the lines are busy, as I say, keep on calling. In the 213 or the 818 area code, it's 520-KLAC, 520-KLAC. In the 714 area code, it's 977-KLAC, 977-KLAC. Frank, I think it's time for round one. Let's go to the phone. See who's waiting for Wally out there. Hello, you're on the air with Wally George on KLAC. Who's this?
Hi, Wally. This is Steve from Torrance.
Steve, were you singing God Bless America?
No, but I was listening.
Well, you should have sung it.
I don't have a good voice.
Well, we don't. Everybody sings God
right.
Bless. Okay, now what's on your mind, Steve?
Yeah, I'd like to ask you what, I haven't heard your opinion on this, so I'd like to ask you, what's your opinion on the recent document publication regarding the RFK files, RFK assassination? I'm sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what. It really stinks to me. I don't think we're ever going to know the true facts about any of the Kennedy assassinations. The John F. Kennedy assassination, the Robert F. Kennedy assassinations. In the John Kennedy case, all kinds of information was missing, and strangely, they say Oswald shot John Kennedy, then Jack Ruby shot Oswald, which shut him up where he couldn't talk, and then strangely, Jack Ruby goes to the hospital and dies of cancer, which shuts him up. It really, really stinks.
Yeah.
And then as far as the Robert F. Kennedy thing goes, all of the files, or lots of the files, seem to be missing. We don't know the whole story about Sirhan. Was there a second gun? All that kind of stuff. I don't think we really are ever going to know the truth. It amazes me that a lot of the files on the RFK assassination, the Bobby Kennedy assassination, are missing from the LAPD.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I think there's some kind of a cover-up. Whether it's the mafia that was involved or something, I say there's a cover-up, and I don't think we're ever going to know the real truths about the assassinations of John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy. I think what we've heard is not everything we should hear. I don't think we know, and I think we should as Americans. What do you think? Let's go to the next caller. You're on the air with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead.
Hi, Wally. This is Paul Wilson from Bel Air.
Well, how you doing, Paul?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. And I guess I want to say that I'm glad you got Bill Margold on the show tonight.
You're glad? Why are you glad?
Well, I don't really agree with all his positions, but it seems that whenever
Wait,
he's
that's kind of a bad thing to say about Margold. You don't agree with his positions. I mean, that's kind of a bad terminology, I would think, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, but he always provides stimulating conversation.
That's another bad choice. You're out of here. Phew. Okay, probably one of your fans, Paul, or rather, Bill. Let's go to Orange County. You're on with Wally George on KLAC. Come in, Orange County.
Hi, Wally. This is Tony calling from Fontana.
Tony, can you talk up loud and clear?
Hi, Wally. This is Tony from Fontana. Can
Okay.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to talk about President Reagan for a second.
Okay.
Okay, our media is just totally thrashing him in front of the whole world.
I know.
And at this time during the summit, we don't need that. It's making us look like fools. And what do you think we can actually do to get rid of that problem?
Well, you see, it is... You're so right. It is such a terrible thing. Now, you know who really makes me sick is this Paul Conrad in the L.A. Times. And right as President Reagan was on his way to the summit, he wrote and drew the most slanderous, filthy cartoon about our president. And the L.A. Times is seen all around the world, in Moscow as well. And the way, yes, you're right, the way our press has not only criticized our president, the way they have humiliated him, the way they have tried to make him look like he's a senile, bumbling old fool. I say that is not only bad journalism, it is filthy, rotten subversion, in my opinion. It is not only hurting Ronald Reagan, it is hurting our country, it is undermining him as he is having these sensitive, very, very sensitive discussions with Gorbachev, and I think the media is just being absolutely un-American.
Thanks a lot, Wally.
Thanks for your call. Okay, Wally George here on KLAC. We're right back with the Great American Radio Show. More phone calls and all that. Stay where you are.
Over the years, you've used the GTE Yellow Pages to find a wedding gown, order a limousine, book a reception, rent your first apartment. All with the help of the GTE Yellow Pages. You've used it to buy your first car, buy your first house, fix a leaky faucet, move into a bigger house, and find a new plumber. All with the help of the GTE Yellow Pages. You've used it to get your daughter a prom dress, and soon buy another wedding gown, order another limousine, book another reception, find yet another plumber, and finally take that long-planned vacation. Because for over 50 years, the GTE Yellow Pages have been helping people find products and services when they need them. And no other book is more accurate or complete, which is why your children will most likely be using the official GTE Yellow Pages for the next 50 years.
Bank of America would like to announce an historic moment in home equity financing. We say no, and you like it.
And I like it? We'll see.
See how you like this. No appraisal fee.
I like it.
No new account fees.
I like it.
No documentation or recording fee.
Yes, I definitely like it.
And no points on adjustable rate loans.
You're right. You say no, and I like it.
With savings like this, you could get a $50,000 home equity loan or line of credit for as little as $100. And that's not all. B of A is giving away over 800 Sony Color TVs in their home equity sweepstakes.
I like it, but what's that got to do with your saying no?
No time to waste. Offer ends July 29th.
Doing the job, Bank of America. Doing the job.
An equal housing lender. No purchase necessary to enter sweepstakes. Open to residents of California 18 years or older. Some restrictions apply. Ask for details at any B of A branch.
Excuse me, Mr. Thisby?
Yes, Smedley, come in. What's on your mind?
Well, Mr. Thisby, I was wondering if I could have some extra vacation time this year?
Well, you have 2 weeks coming. How much more do you need?
6.
6 days?
6
Well,
weeks.
6 weeks?
That's right, to go to Reno.
For 6 weeks?
Yeah, for Festival Reno. There's going to be entertainment and food, a jazz festival, and a fireman's muster. Something every day for 6 weeks. It's an amazing deal. Ooh.
Make your vacation plans now for Festival Reno. 6 weeks of fun, food, games, and music, starting June 17th and lasting through July 31st. There's a rodeo, fireworks, festivals of food, jazz, and arts and crafts, and a lot more. So come to Reno for Festival Reno. We'll show you something different every day for 6 solid weeks.
Festival Reno! Great thought, Smedley. And Smedley,
Yeah?
what is a fireman's muster?
Festival Reno, June 17th through July 31st. For more information, see our Festival Reno ad in the June 5th and June 19th issues of the Times Calendar, or call toll-free 1-800-4-RENO.
And now, back to the Wally George Great American Radio Show on 57 KLAC.
Thank you, Steve LeBeau. Welcome, everybody. It's Steve LeBeau, our fine program director. And, of course, you can hear Steve every day, Monday through Friday. Normally, Steve took the day off today. Steve is normally on from 3 until 7. Isn't that correct, Frank? Steve LeBeau, 3 until 7 p.m. I believe that's it. And, of course, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's KLAC for the best in country music. And we're here, of course, on Mondays. Tell your friends. And, of course, join us on television every day, Monday through Saturday, Monday through Friday, tomorrow and every day, Monday through Friday. Join me at 4:30 on KDOC TV, Channel 56. 4:30 to 5, we do a commentary every day, and we take your phone calls like we're doing here. Then on Saturday night, we do our internationally syndicated Hot Seat Show on Channel 56, KDOC, from 11 until 12 midnight. We interview the ludicrous liberal idiots of the world and burn them on the hot seat, along with my great live studio audience. Hot Seat now in its 6th year, from 11 until 12 midnight Saturday nights, from 11 to 12 on KDOC, Channel 56. Yeah. Okay, we're on open forum right now. Let's go back to our phone calls. Line 5, you're on with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead.
Hi, Wally. This is Diane from North Hollywood.
Hello, Diane.
Before I ask you my question, I first want to tell you I was watching your Hot Seat show last Saturday night.
Yes?
And you were saying you were going to be on some talk show. I forgot what show it was.
Yeah, late night.
Late night?
Right.
What night?
Friday night.
Friday?
Uh-huh.
At what time?
11 o'clock.
11?
Right.
Okay.
And what else is on your mind tonight?
Don't you think that George Bush having a woman to pick as his vice president, don't you think it's going to ruin his chances?
Well, I don't think he's going to have a woman. Where do you get the idea he's going to have a woman?
I hear it on the news.
Well, do you believe everything you hear on the news? Listen, those guys who are saying that on the news are saying that because it's wishful thinking. They would love to have George Bush put a woman on the ticket because they know that the country is not ready to have a woman vice president, and they know if he does do that, he's going to lose the same way Walter Mondale did. I don't believe George Bush is going to put a woman. As a matter of fact, there's only one woman who could possibly get my support for vice president, and that is Jean Kirkpatrick. And she will never get the nomination because she and George Bush do not get along at all. As a matter of fact, Jean Kirkpatrick came out and worked on the Bob Dole campaign. So, and there's nobody else on the scene, so you can rest assured that George Bush will not pick a woman. And you can certainly rest assured it'll not be Jane Fonda. Now, is there anyone else? Who would you like to see George Bush pick as his running mate? Huh?
Who would I?
Yeah, who would you like to see George Bush pick?
I don't know offhand, but do you know who he's going to pick?
Of course, I know it.
As long as it's not a woman or someone like that, you know, as long as it's somebody strong.
How about Bob Dole?
Bob Dole?
Yeah, do you know who Bob Dole is?
He's the other one running for president, right?
He was running for president.
Yeah. He would be a good one.
I think he'd be great.
He was strong.
Robert Dole would be a good, strong candidate because he came in very close when he was running for the Republican nomination. I think a team of Bush and Dole might be very, very strong, you know?
Have you got an idea of who he's going to pick?
I think he might very well pick Bob Dole, and if not Bob Dole, I think he may very well pick our own governor here, George Deukmejian. And you know why?
Why?
Do you know why he might pick George Deukmejian?
No, tell me.
Well, because both Deukmejian and Bush have stated categorically, or at least their campaign directors have stated categorically, that they must carry California to win the election. Both of them have said that. Yeah. Both camps. And George Bush's people said, we must carry California to win. Dukakis and his people have said, we must carry California to win. Now, George Duke... Hold on. Wally's still talking.
Okay.
I'll tell you when. George Deukmejian is a very popular governor here in California.
Yeah.
And he could help George Bush carry the Sunshine State.
Yeah.
That is California, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
And so that might very well spell victory for George Bush. Now, my dear Diana, you may talk.
Okay. Is it true that Dukakis, if he wins Jackson, he is going to pick Jackson as his vice president?
Well, as a Republican, I certainly hope he does pick Jesse Jackson, because then he will lose by even a bigger landslide than Walter Mondale lost to Ronald Reagan. Not because, now don't start calling it, oh, you're saying that because he's black.
No, I'm not
Don't give me,
say that.
and don't anybody else say that. I'm saying it because Jesse Jackson is totally unqualified to even be running for office.
I know
He hasn't even held one office, elective office anywhere, nothing. He's totally unqualified, and if he were to become the Vice President of the United States, he would be one heartbeat away from the presidency. So I hope that Dukakis does pick Jesse Jackson as the vice presidential nominee, because then it'll be a landslide for Bush. What do you think about that? Obviously you agree with me, okay? Okay, next caller, you're on with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Evening, Wally. This is Brett from Westwood.
Yes, Brett. How are you today? Happy Memorial Day.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm glad I was able to get back to you. The last time you and I talked, I got cut off when I was yelling at Eddie there. Eddie Goodwin?
Oh, Eddie Goodwin, right.
Okay, Wally. I want to, I very much want to commend our veterans and our MIAs on this wonderful Memorial Day, but my subject tonight is very, very serious,
Okay.
Wally. Wally, first of all, I know you and he are occasionally foes, but I want to thank Morton Downey for his revelation tonight that as an 11-year-old child, he was molested by the family doctor.
Wait. Morton Downey, I don't believe he ever said that. That's a, get off my show. Now, I'm not fond of Morton Downey, but I'm not going to have you spreading all those kind of vicious rumors about, I mean, my God, it's a terrible thing to say. Even I wouldn't say anything as terrible as that. Hello, You're on, by the way, speaking of Milton Dooney, I certainly hope that he accepts my challenge to come in and meet me on the hot seat so people can see the original and the imitator side by side. By the way, I understand Entertainment Tonight is coming down to do a piece on my show. It's going to be on Entertainment Tonight, and one of the questions is going to be, what do you think of Morton Downey Jr.? And my answer, of course, is imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. The only thing is that little punk does a very poor impression of me. Don't you think so? I mean, come on. Every gesture, everything out of his stupid little mouth is me. But he hasn't got my big blue eyes. He hasn't got my shiny blonde hair. He hasn't got my big dimples and my big smile and my charm. So let's face it, Downey, you're finished. Mark my words. Hear it now across this land. Morton Downey Jr., this time, next year, will be working at a small FM station in Bakersfield, California. But only for 6 months. Then once again, he'll be fired, and Downey will be on the unemployment line, where he belongs in the first place. Nothing personal, Milton. Let's get back to our busy phones now. Hello, you're on there with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Oh, Wally?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Bobby Hines from Los Angeles.
Hey, Bobby, how are you tonight?
Fine, how are you?
Good.
First of all, I want to thank you and Janice for that wonderful letter you sent me.
Oh, well, thank you, Bobby. We always love to hear from you. You're one of our very favorite viewers and listeners.
Thank you. Now, what I'd like to say is, I want to know what America is coming to when we can let a murderer like Robert Chambers Jr., who strangled that girl in Central Park, get off with murder, and we start prosecuting great heroes like Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, who only thing he's guilty of is trying to stop communism in Central America and help the Contras.
Well, Bobby, you're absolutely
correct. It really gets me upset.
Well, it gets me upset too, Bobby, because I think you and I are two Americans who think alike.
That's right.
Where is justice? When is justice going to prevail? You're absolutely right. Here they're spending all this time and money on a hero like Colonel Oliver North, trying to smear him and to make him out a criminal when he is certainly a hero, and then they let cold-blooded murderers right out of jail. For example, that horrible animal who raped that little 15-year-old girl and chopped off both of her arms.
He shouldn't even be alive.
Now he's back on our city streets again, and I say, justice wherefore art thou in the United States of America. Wally George here on KLAC, the Wally George Great American Radio Show, 57 KLAC, Los Angeles, Anaheim. I'll be right back. Don't you dare go away.
Nestle's unique blend makes iced tea this refreshing.
Hi, this is Pat Summerall for True Value Hardware, your store of first choice. Does your home look like it's still living in the dreary days of winter? Redecorate and update your rooms with a new coat of True Test Easy Care Interior Latex Paint in 4 spatter-resistant finishes and hundreds of decorator colors. You'll find True Test Easy Care Paint starting at just $9.98 a gallon during spring paint savings until June 5th at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers. And tell them Pat Summerall sent you.
Anytime you feel like pizza, here's a little trick. Top an English muffin with Ragu Pizza Quick.
Ragu Pizza Quick sauce and some mozzarella cheese can turn any English muffin into a fresh, piping hot pizza. Anytime. The original, authentic Ragu Pizza Quick sauce. Big pizza taste on a little English muffin.
Anytime you feel like pizza, here's a little trick. Top an English muffin with Ragu Pizza Quick.
Anyone who's got got anything to do with buying a home, building a home, or remodeling a home, I got news that's definitely going to hit home. It's from California Federal, and it's about a brand new loan you won't find just anywhere. No, not by a long shot. California Federal calls it the Single Solution Home Loan. Why single solution? Well, let me give you an example. It lets you buy a fixer-upper and still pay for all the fixes, all with the same loan. Or it lets you buy a piece of land and build a house, all with the same loan. Oh, wait, there's more. It even lets you refinance the home you've already got and add a second bathroom or even a second story without getting a second mortgage. It's the Single Solution Home Loan, and trust me, you can do almost anything with it. But not till you visit your CalFed branch or call 1-800-7-CAL-FED for your nearest California Federal Loan Center. 1-800-7-CAL-FED. Find out about it. The Single Solution Home Loan. Because the way I see it, here's one equal opportunity lender with one terrific opportunity.
Now, back to the Great American Radio Show with Wally George on KLAC.
Thank you, Steve LeBeau. Welcome back, everybody. The Wally George Great American Radio Show, the most listened to radio program in the entire world.
Are you crazy?
Leave me alone. It sounds great. 7:32 on this Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to get to our guests, but right now it's open forum. And boy, the lines are really going today, Frank. Everybody's raring to go. Let's go to line 2. You're on with Wally George on KLAC. Who's this?
Wally, bless your heart. This is your Monday night caller from Linwood, Tommy here.
Who, Tommy?
Yeah.
Hi, Tommy. How you doing tonight?
You know, a while earlier tonight, you were playing God Bless America.
That's right.
And everybody's thinking. And the other night, Friday night, I don't know whether you happened to tune into Channel 2, but they paid a beautiful tribute to Irving Berlin on his 100th birthday.
On CBS, right.
Yes.
And I saw Frank Sinatra singing there, and boy, that was a great tribute to a great American, Irving Berlin.
You better believe it. And boy, when I think of that song, I think of him because...
Of course, I hope we all know Irving Berlin wrote God Bless America.
I know, and Kate Smith. I always think of Kate Smith every time I hear it.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm glad that you're calling us to remind me of that, because Kate Smith was America, and she made us all cry when she sang that during the war.
Do I ever remember.
And I'll tell you, Irving Berlin wrote more songs to lift our spirits during those hard times. God bless him. He's still going strong. And thanks, Tommy, for bringing that up. Yeah, God bless Irving Berlin and all of those great people who helped America sing and help their spirits during trying times. Hello, you're on with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Hello, this is Mike from Los Angeles.
Yes, Mike, go ahead.
I'm a Filipino American.
Okay.
And I just want to tell you, I think highly of your opinion. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
Okay, and I just want to, what's your opinion on the Philippines as a nation, as a country? You think it's a good, do you think it's good? Or
I certainly do, but you know what? I hate to have to say this, but I think that the country was maybe doing a little better under Marcos. What do you think?
Oh, I think so. I think so too. See, I'm a Marcos supporter myself. I think they say, my relatives who still live there say that things are still a little bit bad, even with Aquino as president.
Well, they always talk about Marcos, and they say that Mrs. Marcos was buying a lot of shoes.
Yes.
Big deal. but I mean, I think he was doing pretty good for the people there, don't you?
Oh, so do I.
In fact, I get a lot of mail from people from the Philippine Islands,
yes,
and they say exactly the same thing, that they were sorry to see President Marcos go, that he was kind of railroaded out of office. Do you think so?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because listen, there is no leader in the world who is absolutely 100% perfect. Sometimes you got to take the lesser of two evils. It's the same in Iran with the Shah of Iran and now the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
They criticize the heck out of the Shah, but by God, when you look at him compared to the Ayatollah, the Shah was sensational compared to what they have now. And the same thing, I think, holds true in the Philippines.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
I mean, Mrs. Aquino, bless her, I mean, she's trying, but she's just a housewife.
Uh-huh.
And she hasn't been able to stabilize that country. But thank you for your call.
Okay. Thank you, Wally.
Okay. You know, it's amazing how people do believe that in the Philippines, that Marcos was good. Next caller, you're on the air with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead.
Yeah, Wally, this is Paul from San Francisco.
From San Francisco?
From San Francisco.
Are you calling me from there?
No. I fortunately was able to make a trip down to L.A., and I always catch your show.
Well, thank you.
You used to be on up in the city.
On Channel 20, right.
Right, but you're no longer there.
Yeah, well, the reason why is, I hate to get into personals, but I was attacking the gay community.
Oh, you can't do that up there, Wally.
You can't do it in San Francisco, and they put such pressure on Channel 20 and on the sponsors of Channel 20 that they forced my show off the air in San Francisco. But we are talking to some stations up there now, and we hope to have our show back on the air in San Francisco very, very soon.
I hope you can do it. The reason I'm calling is I'm wondering if there's any way we can lure you from Los Angeles to come up to San Francisco and straighten out our political mess.
You do have a problem up there with your new mayor, don't you?
Oh man, the guy, he doesn't like the military. He wants to get rid of the United States ship Missouri. He's cutting our police. He doesn't want the Olympics. I mean, all he wants to do is repeal the GAN initiative and raise our property taxes.
Yeah, he's a real loser. He sounds a lot like our mayor, Tom Bradley, who I may try to unseat next year. Did you know that I'm thinking of running for mayor of Los Angeles?
I've heard that, and I hope it works out for you, Wally. I think that you'd be a definite addition to...
Well, we need to get Bradley out of here. I mean, he allows people like Bill Margold to roam the streets, and that alone is enough to get him out of office, in my opinion, because everyone knows Margold should be had been locked up long ago. Yes, but he allows people like Margold to roam the streets, and it's just horrifying. So I'm thinking very, very seriously, trying to take on Bradley. You know, we took a survey here in Los Angeles not long ago, an independent survey that pitted me against Tom Bradley, and they said in the poll, if Wally George was running against Tom Bradley, who would you vote for? And believe it or not, at that time, I got 40% of the vote, which is pretty good when I haven't even announced. So I think Bradley is probably shaking in his little boots in City Hall saying, oh, please, don't let Wally run against me. I could beat anybody, but I couldn't beat Wally. I could beat Zev, but I couldn't beat Wally. So anyway, I've invited Tom Bradley many, many times to come down and debate me on my show face-to-face so I can tell him what a little twerp he really is and how badly he has hurt Los Angeles. But naturally, you know, folks, Bradley is a wimp. He refuses to face me on the air, on the radio show or the television show. You know, and this is the excuses they give me. I get calls all the time from the mayor's office saying, you got to lay off the mayor. Why are you picking on him so much? And I say, well, why don't you have him come down and meet me on my show, and he can debate me? And their people have said to me, oh, no, we wouldn't let him come down on hot seat. That's an embarrassment to the mayor, you know, and it wouldn't be, you know, the right thing for the mayor to go down there with all those screaming kids. So I said, okay, then he can come on KLAC with me, and I'll give him the whole 3 hours. And they kind of hemmed and hawed and hemmed, and they said, we'll get back to you. That was about 8 months ago, and we haven't heard from him since. So obviously, Bradley is afraid to meet Wally face-to-face. But he may have to if I run, because then Bradley will have to meet me in face-to-face debate. Yes. That's right. Maybe the campaign has already begun, Frank. You never know. There they are. The campaigners are there. Let's go to the next caller. Hello, you're on the air with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Wally, this is Tony from Hawthorne.
Yes, Tony.
I want to talk to you about the death penalty.
Okay.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing all these people, especially criminals, who go to jail. They killed someone in a brutal act of violence. They had no mercy or compassion.
Yeah.
And the first thing they say is, well, I don't believe in the death penalty, or I can be rehabilitated. I mean, what a joke that this is allowed to go on. You know, if society doesn't start doing something to punish these people properly, I think people are going to start taking the law into their own hand, because a few years in jail is going to mean nothing to avenge somebody's daughter who gets her arms cut off.
Well, you know what? What really alarms me is that Michael Dukakis, who wants to be the president of the United States, it is well known that Dukakis, and he admits this, is totally against the death penalty in the United States of America. And you know, Why Dukakis says he's against it? He says because it's wrong to kill people.
Wally?
Now what does he think these murderers have done?
Wally?
Yes.
Tell him to move his family in the middle of South Central L.A. Live there for a while, and then say that.
Well, he says he's against the death penalty because it's wrong to kill people. Well, you know,
why doesn't he tell it to the criminals?
Yeah, well, when you put someone to death who is a convicted first-degree murderer, that's not killing, that's not murder, that is just punishment.
That's right. The Bible says the same thing.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Right.
You're right. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Wally.
Call me again soon. Boy, we're getting some nice callers on, Frank, thanks to you. Let's go back to Orange County. Hello, you're on the air with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead. Hello, Orange County. Oh, we lost Orange County. Okay. Well, the Orange County line is now open, so you can get through. Hello, you're on with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead.
Evening, Wally. This is Robert from Los Angeles.
Who?
Robert.
Robert. Yes, go ahead, Robert.
Thank God for Wally on Mondays. It'd be boring as all heck if you weren't on, Wally.
Well, thank you, Robert.
Wally, a few months ago, he had a debate with Gloria Allred about gays in the Army.
Right.
I think the principal issue is that since the AIDS virus, they say it takes like about 6 months or so to show up in your blood.
Right.
Let's say there's a war. People get hurt. They start bleeding. Now, there are other people next to him who are hurt. Somebody, a gay who goes in, gets checked. He doesn't test positive yet for the AIDS virus. He goes in there. He gets hurt. His buddies around him get hurt. He starts bleeding all over them. Starts bleeding all over the corpsmen. Then what happens?
You're exactly right. And that's the reason why I say that AIDS victims must be isolated from society. And Gloria says that's heartless and cruel. To heck with that. I worry about those of us here in the United States of America who have not been infected. And I say that you can get AIDS by casual contact. There are many nurses who have and dentists who have caught AIDS just by a flick of blood that they have got on them. One little drop of blood can bring you the AIDS virus and give you this deadly, deadly disease. And so I say we must isolate AIDS victims from society completely until we find a cure. And no matter what Gloria has to say. Next caller, you're on with Wally George on KLAC. Go. Oops. Decided to hang up on me, did you? Hello, you're on the air with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is Elvin Ross from Alameda.
Elvin?
Yeah.
Okay, Elvin, will you turn down your radio? We're on 10-second delay.
Turn it down. Yeah.
Turn it way down. Way down.
Turn it down.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Elvin Ross from Alameda.
What's on your mind, Elvin?
I want to talk about Jackson.
Jackson? Okay, go ahead.
I noticed that you said that you didn't have you said he didn't have no education or no whatsoever.
I said he is not qualified in any way to run for President of the United States.
What makes you feel that way?
What makes me feel that way? Because he hasn't held any elective office. He has never at all ever been in any form of government whatsoever. Not only that, he has done some very ludicrous things. He has embraced Yasser Arafat, supported the PLO, if you will, has taken on Israel and the Jews. He has done some horrifying things. In Cuba, he embraced Fidel Castro and said, "Long live Castro," Fidel Castro, enemy to the United States of America, and on I could go.
All right. You say that, and you've got that in your mind and everything, but I've got one question for you.
And what is that?
Have you ever been a poor black child?
Well, I mean, now what kind of a question is that? Now, you know I have not been a poor black child, for heaven's sake, but what does that got to do with it? I mean, come on, Elvin. Have I ever been a poor black child? Wait a minute. Come to think of it, when I was about 7 years old, for about 6 months, I was a poor black child. I didn't like it at all. I'll be right back. Stay where you are.
Adam, I need something different for my body.
Eve, there's nothing wrong with those fig leaves.
No, Adam. I mean a multivitamin. Within.
Within?
It's called Within, the multivitamin with the most calcium, plus extra iron and essential vitamins a woman needs within.
Well, Eve, some needs are different, but just remember your one basic need.
Just remember, this is paradise, not fantasy land.
Within from One a day. As different from other multivitamins as women are different from men.
Now, all Ralph's and the Giant stores stay open 24 hours every day. That means now you get big savings on your groceries all day and all night. In fact, this week's specials are so good, you'll probably want to drop by tonight. Anytime is fine.
Get ready to celebrate with these Memorial Day savings. USDA inspected golden premium fresh ground beef is only 89 cents a pound. With Ralph's Giant Unlimited Double Coupon, get a 24-can case of Coke, Pepsi, Slice, or Sprite in assorted varieties for just $2.99 with manufacturer's coupon and Ralph's Giant bonus coupon. Here's something wild. A free children's admission ticket to both the San Diego Zoo and Wild Animal Park with every $25 minimum purchase. Price is good through June 1st. All stores open 24 hours except where prohibited or restricted. Details at Ralph's or the Giant.
When it comes to saving you money, we're always ready. Ralph's and the Giant. Together, a smarter way to shop. 24 hours a day.
Wally's Mechanorama. Is my car ready? This is Mr. Peters.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, what'd you say your name was?
Peters, Michael Peters.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. Hey, we don't have anything here for Peter Michaels.
That's Michael Peters.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
If you ever get the feeling your mechanic doesn't know what he's doing, go see a 76 ProTech mechanic at Unical. They're thoroughly trained and retested every 3 years, so they're experts on tune-ups, wheel alignments, repairing brakes, and air conditioning. You can count on a ProTech mechanic doing things right.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is, Michael Peters.
So when can I pick it up?
Pick what up?
The car.
Oh, that's hard to say. We got your engine all apart.
What do you mean the engine's all apart?
What do you mean, what do I mean? They're still trying to find the trouble.
What trouble? I only wanted the tires rotated.
Why did you say so?
I did.
Oh, hey, it's not the engine.
If you'd like a mechanic to solve problems instead of create them, see a 76 ProTech mechanic. Call 1-800-447-4700 for the ProTech dealer nearest you.
And now, back to the Wally George Great American Radio Show on 57 KLAC.
Thank you, Steve LeBeau. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. And God bless our servicemen. In case you missed my opening commentary, we certainly paid tribute to them. You know, regarding that last call about Jesse Jackson, it really bothers me. You know, I can take cracks at anybody else who happens to be of lighter skin, and nobody ever says anything that I'm a racist. But if I happen to criticize anyone of darker skin, Mayor Bradley, Jesse Jackson, they never listen to why I criticize them. It's only, aha! You're only saying that because he's black. And I say that's ridiculous. Do you know that when Simon was running for the Democratic nomination, he was not picking on Jesse Jackson at all. And someone asked Paul Simon, well, you're criticizing Dukakis and all the others. Why aren't you saying anything bad about Jesse Jackson? And Paul Simon, candidate for the Democratic nomination, said, well, you got to be careful what you say about Jesse Jackson because they might think you're a racist. And I say that's wrong. You must let the chips fall where they may. You don't lay off of a politician because he's a certain color. Now, that's reverse racism. Then it's being unfair to the Caucasian candidates. I say you must say it the way it is. And that's the way I've always been. I've been on the air, folks, for over 35 years, for God's sake, on radio and television, for gosh sake, pardon me. I've been on the air for 35 years, and I have criticized 99% of the people that I've criticized in public office have been white. About 1% have been black. Now, I am not going to hold back my criticisms on Bradley or Jesse Jackson because they happen to be black. I would say the same thing about Jesse Jackson if he were white, yellow, plaid, or polka dot. I don't care about the color. This man is obviously unqualified to be President of the United States. He's never held any office in any government. He's never even been a mayor or anything. Knows nothing about government, knows nothing about foreign affairs, and has been very close to people like Fidel Castro, Yasser Arafat, Louis Farrakhan, who have called white people satanic. He has confessed that as a young man he spit in the food of his customers when he was a waiter, his white customers. I mean, he He's been trying to conduct foreign policy around the world. And I'm not saying that because he's a dark color. And the same thing about Bradley. Bradley, if you look at his record, he's done absolutely nothing but hurt Los Angeles. Look at the streets of Los Angeles. The perverts, the prostitutes, the pushers who are roaming the streets here. Look at the stores that you find on Hollywood Boulevard. Before before Bradley, there were beautiful restaurants and fur salons and beautiful stores and movie stars walking down Hollywood Boulevard. Not anymore. Now it's perverts, prostitutes, and pushers and pimps and Margold and worse. And look at the kind of stores they have on Hollywood Boulevard. Sex shops, pornography stores. For heaven's sake. Look at downtown Los Angeles. Trash all over the streets. Winos staggering down. Nobody wants to go into Los Angeles. You dare not walk down the streets of Los Angeles at night anymore. Why? Because the mayor has allowed this to happen, and I say we got to put an end to it. You're on the air with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Yes, this is David from Reseda.
David, I can hardly hear you. Speak up.
Okay, I saw your show Saturday night with female mud wrestlers.
Yes.
And I think the girls won the debate as usual.
Yeah, well, you would, of course, being some kind of a perverted person who loves mud wrestlers. Get out of here. We had some female mud wrestlers on my show on Saturday night on the Hot Seat Show, and they're degrading, and I want to see them out of here. Next caller. Hello, you're on the air with Wally George on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Wally. This is Jim from Panorama City.
Yes, Jim.
And you were talking about justice a little while ago.
Yes.
And I'd like to go back right to 76 or 78 when the busing initiative was on the ballot.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I sure do.
All right. Well, it occurred to me that, the people, all of us that voted on it, carried that no busing.
No busing, right.
Right, all right, it was carried. And then some judge says, well, we're going to bus them anyhow. It doesn't matter what you people say. I mean, where is the justice?
Contemptuous of women. It is making women sex toys, sex slaves sometimes. That's what they're treated as.
But the women, you have to understand, it's an entertainment designed for the satisfaction of men. And now the videos are being designed for the satisfaction of couples. Romantic videos have reared their
Women are portrayed as nothing more than
portrayed. Very good.
As a piece of meat.
But they allow themselves to be so portrayed.
That doesn't make it right.
What? No one's forcing you to look at it.
But there are people who look at it and say, well, this is probably the way men and women are supposed to be.
Not.
Oh,
there
get
are
out.
not.
Let's go to the next caller. You're on with Wally George and William Margold, pornography actor, producer, director. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, well, this is John from Westwood.
John?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for your call. I sure appreciate hearing from you. Let's go to the next caller. Let's go out to Orange County. You're on with Wally George and Bill Margold on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Wally, this is Fred from Cyprus.
Yes, Fred.
Yeah, does this guy actually believe what he's saying?
Yes, I do. So where do you want to challenge me, buddy?
Okay, well, I'd like to know. She said it doesn't harm the people who act in these movies.
It doesn't.
What about people like Dorothy Stratton?
Dorothy Stratton was not an X-rated performer. She didn't do hardcore acts. Dorothy Stratton got into a whole world that the X-rated industry has nothing to do with, that sanctified area of the Playboy Mansion.
Was involved in this.
She was not involved.
Her husband was heavy into this stuff.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
There's been all kinds of movies.
Of course, you believe what you see in the movies?
I believe what I hear, yes.
You do? You're another one of these easily led sheep that society is proliferated with.
Oh, yes, easily led.
Easily led.
But what about the story about the actors and actresses having to use drugs to get through scenes? Because they don't want to do it, but they have to use this.
Oh, you really believe all that, don't you?
Of course he believes it.
This man needs to have nightmares in his own life.
Hold on.
He needs the excitement.
Bill, it's because he's speaking the truth.
It is not the truth.
It's absolutely true. Many, many people involved in pornography, women who have, they did a whole thing on 60 Minutes about a year ago talking about pornography, and many girls who spoke, and men who spoke off camera, hidden.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They said that drugs were rampant in the pornography industry, and these girls said the only way that they could possibly get themselves to perform in these porno films was to get themselves high on heroin and cocaine.
That's a lie. Because the end result of it would then put a bunch of lethargic videos on the market, and we're anything but lethargic.
Hey,
we create heat. You can't create heat if the body is already cold dead.
You look at the expression on some of these girls' faces.
Yeah, you look at them. I look at them. I direct them.
And they're glazed over
certainly not.
with drugs.
Absolutely not.
John, have you got anything else to say?
No, thanks a lot, Wally, and take care of this bomb.
Okay, I will. Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you come here and take care of it?
This is Wally George on KLAC. We're talking to William Margold, porno producer and actor, and he says porno does not hurt anybody. It's a victimless crime, and I say it is not a victimless crime. It hurts a lot of people.
No one ever forced anybody to watch.
Hold on, and it should be banned from America. What do you got to say? Give us a call. Once again, here's our phone numbers in the 213 or the 818 area code. It's 520-KLAC. 520-KLAC. You can call us right now and get on with Margold and yours truly. In the 714 area code, it's 977-KLAC. 977-KLAC. Let's go out to Orange County. You're on the air with Wally George and Bill Margold. Go ahead, please. Hello, you're on the air, Orange County.
Oh, that's Orange County for you.
Orange County hung up, so we now have a line open in Orange County, 977-KLAC, 714-977-KLAC. Hello, you're on the air with Wally George and Bill Margold. Go ahead.
Hi, Wally. This is Clint from Bel Air.
Yes, Clint.
How you doing, Wally?
Pretty good.
Wally, I can't believe this guy. I don't know where he comes from. I don't know what rock he crawled out from underneath, but it's pitiful to think these kind of human beings exist in our society.
You're right.
Oh, yeah. You feel sorry for me, do you?
Yeah, I really do. You're just a pitiful excuse for a human being.
Well, justify the statement. You're in Bel Air, remember.
Well, do you think that, as I do, that pornography is very harmful to many people?
Oh, I don't think there's any question, Wally. I mean, just look at the influence of these movies, and it's not just pornographic movies.
And please, obviously a call from Bel Air.
Okay, thanks for your call. Let's go to line 3. You're on with Wally George and Bill Margold on KLAC. Go ahead, please.
Okay, Wally, this is Bob from Torrance.
Yes, Bob.
I have a question for Bill Margold.
Okay, go ahead.
He had stated in the beginning of the program, and said it several times, in fact, that pornography satisfies, that it's a satisfying thing.
Yes, it gets you up and off.
Well, let me ask it this way. Suppose that you were on a strict diet and extremely hungry. Your stomach was growling all the time. Do you think that watching films of people stuffing their face would satisfy your hungry stomach?
I have no idea what point you're making.
Well, the point here is it's a big turn-on. I'll agree with that.
And it gets you.
Well, that's not your film that does it. It's something totally outside of your film that does it then.
It's mind over matter.
No, you see what the real problem is here, and I'll tell you, is the fact that it has been proven that these perverts, these rapists and molesters use pornography to go out and commit sex crimes. That's what I've been saying.
Yes, you keep on saying that, but you don't look beneath the surface of the pornography, the other contributing factors to the reason they do it.
You know, there was a program on PBS. I saw it when it was aired on Channel 28.
Not the Frontline show about Shawna Grant.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Death of a Porn Queen.
And you're going to blame pornography on killing her, aren't you?
Let him talk, for heaven's sake.
Okay, now, maybe this is an isolated case. But here is a girl who got sucked into pornography.
Sucked in?
In effect, yeah.
How? Are you saying we're now a vacuum cleaner? We inhale innocent bodies off the street?
I'll tell you how.
This man has no idea what happened to Shauna Grant. No idea that she tried to commit suicide before she ever got here.
Hey, he says sucked in, and I'll say sucked in.
Oh, here we go.
Because as Jerry Kirk said, many young actresses are drugged and raped and forced to get into porno
sound
film.
like baby seals being battered to death.
Well, listen.
How tragic.
Listen, we have to... I'll put an end to this right here, but we're going to continue this next Saturday night on my Hot Seat television show. In the meantime, Margold, you are history. That's the end of Bill Margold. We're going to come back in just a very few minutes. This is Wally George. Wally George, Great American Radio Show on KLAC. And coming up in just a few moments now, we're going to have our next guest. And our guest is going to be Rick Schooler. And we're going to be discussing the banning of all advertising for cigarettes. Now, I believe that cigarettes should not be able to be advertised on radio and television, and they're not being advertised on radio and television. But I also say cigarettes should not be able to be advertised on billboards, in newspapers, or in magazines. I say no advertising for deadly cigarettes in magazines, newspapers, or on billboards. Why should we allow the tobacco industry to suck us in and brainwash us into killing ourselves with cancer and heart conditions and so forth because of their advertising? I say no advertising of cigarettes anywhere. If you agree with me, let me hear from you, or if you agree with Rick Schooler, you can call as well. What do you think? Schooler says no way. Cigarettes should be able to be advertised everywhere, on radio and television, and in newspapers, and in magazines, and on billboards. And I say we shouldn't have advertising of cigarettes anywhere. What do you think? Give us a call right now. You can join the debate in the 213 or the 818 area code. It's 520-KLAC, 520-KLAC. Call right now in the 714 area code 977-KLAC, 977-KLAC. Be right back with our guest, Rick Schooler. Stay where you are.
Start with 3 swinging ways to eat. Toss fresh all day, great salads from your salad base. McDonald's. Fresh salad. That's one. Garden salad. That's 2 chicken salad, oriental, 3 salads, instrumental. And the spot with the fresh lemonade. The good times. 3 salads that is anywhere, great taste. 6 dressings make it swing the possibilities, and now 6 times 3. A fresh tossed salad variety, good time, great taste. McDonald's, you're my salad place. Good time, great taste.
Get to McDonald's, your salad place in a hurry, because for a limited time when you buy any McDonald's entree salad, we'll give you a free 4-ounce bottle of Kraft dressing to take home. Rancher's Choice Creamy, Thousand Island, or Catalina Reduced Calories. So hurry to a participating McDonald's.
She walks a little lighter, talks a little brighter. Lovely Delbert, la lovely Delbert.
Deep in the Vosges Mountains of France lies one of the world's most famous health spas, Vital. Some say the women who come there were born beautiful. Clear, vibrant skin, bright eyes. Oh, they exercise and eat carefully. But as part of their beauty routine, they believe in Vital Grand Source to provide natural minerals, help eliminate toxins, cleanse and beautify from within. More beautiful women drink Vital Grand Source than any other mineral water. Maybe they know something you don't.
She walks a little lighter, talks a little brighter. Lovely Delbert, la lovely Delbert.
Vital Grand Source Natural Mineral Water, imported in the square blue bottle at your grocers now.
Bank of America would like to announce an historic moment in home equity financing. We say no, and you like it.
And I like it? We'll see.
See how you like this. No appraisal fee.
I like it.
No new account fees.
I like it.
No documentation or recording fee.
Yes, I definitely like it.
And no points on adjustable rate loans.
You're right. You say no, and I like it.
With savings like this, you could get a $50,000 home equity loan or line of credit for as little as $100. And that's not all. B of A is giving away over 800 Sony Color TVs in their home equity sweepstakes.
I like it, but what's that got to do with your saying no?
No time to waste. Offer ends July 29th.
Doing the job, Bank of America. Doing the job.
An equal housing lender. No purchase necessary to enter sweepstakes. Open to residents of California 18 years or older. Some restrictions apply. Ask for details at any B of A branch.
Now, back to the Great American Radio Show with Wally George on KLAC.
Thank you, Steve LeBeau. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are at 8:50, and we're here every Monday night. We're going to talk now to Rick Schooler, and I was talking about I'm in favor of the banning of all advertising on cigarettes, and I also forgot to say I'm also in favor of the banning of all advertising for alcohol as well. We should ban alcohol advertising and cigarettes because tobacco and alcohol, let's face it, they're both killers. So why should we allow the tobacco industry, why should we allow these alcohol companies to try to brainwash all of us into killing ourselves? How do you feel about that? We're going to go to the phones in a few minutes, and you can call in with your ideas. And the 213 or the 818 area code for Los Angeles, the San Fernando Valley, it's 520-KLAC, 520-KLAC. And now let's bring on our guest, the amazingly ludicrous Rick Schooler.
Good evening, Wally.
Well, listen, now, Rick, I don't understand why you...
wait, Wally, before we go on, I just wanted to say something about your last guest. I can't believe that you're so against pornography. I, for one, know for a fact that your first film debut was in a little ditty called Wally Does Whittier.
Oh, get out of here. You are so stupid. Now, don't try to be funny because it's a lost cause. What we're talking about now is the banning of advertising for cigarettes and alcohol. Why should, for example, tobacco companies be allowed to advertise their poison? Cigarettes are lethal, deadly. They are as addictive as cocaine and heroin, according to the Surgeon General.
They're also subsidized by the American government also. Well, now, any product that is legally manufactured and sold in America should have the same right to advertise as any other product. That's the bottom line right there. Freedom of press.
The bottom line is we certainly wouldn't allow any company to advertise rat poison, to have rat poison cocktails. We certainly wouldn't allow that.
Well, if anybody were to make a cocktail out of rat poison, they don't belong in America anyway.
What I'm saying is we would not allow any company to come on the air and allow people to advertise poison. Well, that's exactly what we're doing when we allow cigarette manufacturers and the makers of alcohol to come on the air and in newspapers and on billboards. We're advertising, we're brainwashing people into killing themselves. Why should we allow this?
We're not brainwashing anybody. And Wally, the more I listen to you and all the subjects you talk about, you're treating the American public like children rather than adults. That like we have to tell them what to do and what not to do. You forget this is America. We have the freedom of choice. Let the Americans see it, and if they don't buy it, then they don't have to engage in that kind of activity.
Do you know right now, Rick, that cigarettes and hard booze are banned on radio and television already?
That's very true.
So then why should we allow it in newspapers and in magazines and on billboards?
Well,
why?
see, now, the question should not be, should these companies have the right to advertise? It should be, why shouldn't they have...
I'll tell you why they shouldn't have the right to. Because what they're doing is they are brainwashing the American public into killing themselves.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
You can't say that.
Wait.
You can't say
the
that.
Surgeon General has said that cigarettes do indeed cause lung cancer, do indeed cause heart disease. Thousands of people are dying every day from alcoholism.
That's very true.
Now, I'm not saying you have to ban the sale of cigarettes or ban the sale of booze, but why should they be allowed to put on a brainwashing campaign into trying to make us think it's okay to drink and it's okay to smoke? A perfect...
Well,
hey, hold on.
No. It's the morals of that person. Moderation is the key to life. If they go overboard and become alcoholics or addicted to cigarettes, that's something within themselves.
No,
okay,
but
not everybody is addicted to alcohol.
But what I'm saying, Rick, is we are trying to brainwash people into doing these...
Any kind of advertisement is brainwashing.
Wait a minute. What I'm saying, we shouldn't allow people to advertise things that are harmful to them.
We do it every day on television and radio with all sorts of products.
What products?
How about coffee? Take coffee.
Coffee can't kill you.
Coffee has been proven to cause cancer of the pancreas. But every day, little Miss Olson gets on there and her Mountain Grown and sells it like it's coming from some little European town.
No, I'm sorry. There has been no proof whatsoever.
Oh, yes, there has.
There's been no proof that coffee kills. But there has been a tremendous amount of proof that cigarettes kill and certainly alcohol kills. Now, I'm saying is, one of the main things is they say do not drink and drive, right?
Correct.
Okay, you drive down the freeway and right up there on the billboard as you're driving down the freeway is a billboard saying, have you had a refreshing beer lately? Or they show a big bottle of bourbon or scotch and saying, treat yourself. And
what's wrong with having a drink?
Because
it doesn't say have a drink and then go take a cruise in your car.
Well,
they're not saying that at all.
But they're saying it to drivers as they're driving along the freeways. The drivers look up and they see that ad.
Well, that's what billboards are all about.
Yeah, and it may give the guy the idea, and he'll pull off the road and have a drink.
Well, there's nothing wrong with one drink or even two drinks.
You see,
it's up to the individual to know when he is had enough and should not drink.
These
you want to tell the American people what to do and how to live their lives, and that reminds me of a lot of something called communism.
No way, Rick. What I'm saying is I do not want the manufacturers of booze and cigarettes to try to lure Americans into smoking and drinking. And I'll tell you why. Because what they're doing is they're trying to make it look glamorous. They're trying to make it look sexy, if you will. If you see the ads, it's always a girl and a guy sitting in front of a fireplace with a glass of booze in their hand and maybe a cigarette in the other hand.
You're getting off on a whole different subject here because all products use sex. Sex sells. We all know it.
They're trying to use this advertising to prove that it's good, it's sexy to smoke and to drink, and I say that's wrong, and all of it should be banned. And we're going to go to the phones to see how you feel about it. Right after these words, stay with us.
Hands, the working hands of Mr. Goodrich. Hands with the know-how to fix General Motors cars. Hands that are strong and sure, gentle and accurate. Hands that can almost see where trouble is and how to make it right again. Hands of skill and experience. Hands that care. The hands of Mr. Goodrich. And no one knows his GM car better. No one.
You're my ice cream dream come true. Betty Crocker, I love you. After eating a chocolatey rich Gold Rush ice cream candy bar with chewy caramel and nuts, I hired a skyrider to write "Marry Me, Betty Crocker" across the sky. Sent up some Gold Rush ice cream candy bars with him for inspiration. He got some. He signed his name to my message. Betty Crocker, I love you.
Hi, this is Pat Summerall for True Value Hardware, your store of first choice. Now you can travel in style with the June bargain of the month. It's a tough nylon carry-all for just $9.99. This 20.5 by 9-inch bag is 13 inches deep with 3 zippered compartments, footed bottom, and a removable shoulder strap. Get the carry-all in your choice of black, gray, or taupe for just $9.99 while supplies last as the June bargain of the month at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
You know what this is? It's a pager. You know, one of those 24-hour beeper things. You'll never guess who's wearing them these days. I mean, besides your doctor. California Federal's home loan reps. Now, don't laugh. 24 hours a day, every CalFed loan rep wears a pager. This pager. I'm telling you, it's a terrific idea if you're looking for a home loan or looking for your loan rep. All right, let's say it's Saturday, 3 in the afternoon, and you want some answers about your new loan. Well, you're going to have to wait till Monday, right? No, not anymore. Just beep your CalFed loan rep. They don't mind. You see, the idea is for them to lose sleep over your loan, not you. Your job is to relax. Look, California Federal's bending over backwards to help you out. And people just don't do that these days. So if I were you, and I am, I'd call 1-800-7-CAL-FED for the nearest California Federal Loan Center. 1-800-7-CAL-FED. They're an equal opportunity lender. Can I keep this?
Opinions expressed by Wally George and his guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KLAC or its sponsors.
And here we go at the third and final hour of the Wally George Great American Radio Show on KLAC. Hang in there, gang. Wally's still revved up and raring to go. If you want to get involved in the action, call Wally right now. In the 213 and 818 area codes, it's 520-KLAC. And in the 714 area code, it's 977-KLAC. And now, here's the outrageous one himself, the one, the only, Wally George.
Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody. Proud to be here on this great American radio station, KLAC, the home of country music, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and the Wally George Great American Radio Show, Monday nights from 7 until 10. In case you just joined us, hope you had a fantastic Memorial Day, and hope you remember what Memorial Day is all about as we honor our great fighting men who lost their lives for us, for this great country. I hope you didn't forget what this holiday is all about. We're here with my fine producer, the one, the only, Frank Pollux. He's here. Let's hear it for old Frankie out there, huh? Frank Pollux is here. And, of course, my lovely wife, Janice George, is here with us. And my guest in this hour is Rick Schooler. And he's arguing with me about the banning of advertising for cigarettes and alcohol. I'm in favor of it. I say we should not allow cigarette manufacturers or booze manufacturers to advertise on radio or television. Why? And certainly not in newspapers, on billboards, and magazines. Why should we allow them? Why should we allow them to brainwash Americans into really committing suicide? You know, hard booze and cigarettes are already banned on radio and on television. At least radio and television has some common sense. So I say they should also be banned in magazines, newspapers, and billboards. We must not allow these industries to brainwash us into killing ourselves. They're making this advertising sexy and glamorous and exciting. They're trying to entice all of us into drinking and smoking and committing suicide, if you will. I say we've got to put an end to it and ban all of that advertising. What do you think? In case you just joined us, write down our phone numbers. If the lines are busy, all of our lines are busy right now, but write them down. And if the lines are busy, just keep on trying, and eventually you'll get through. For Los Angeles, the San Fernando Valley, and the 213 or the 818 area code, it's 520-KLAC, 520-KLAC. In the 714 area code out in Orange County, dial 977-KLAC, 977-KLAC. You're on the air right now with Wally George and Rick Schooler on KLAC. Who's this?
Kyle.
Yes, Kyle, go ahead.
Is this Wally?
Yes, Kyle.
Okay. Wally, I'm going to ask you something.
All right.
If you're so afraid of everybody smoking cigarettes and watching pornography and all that, why don't you move to Russia?
Oh,
We'd be happy to send you over there.
What a stupid thing that is. What I'm trying to do is protect American health.
You're trying to tell
Okay,
Americans
you know what you guys
to
are
do.
doing? You guys are always bitching about everything that we're doing, and behind closed doors, they're doing the same thing. and telling us not to, like Swaggart, like Baker. You talk about drugging people and raping them. Look what Baker did to that girl. Look what Swaggart's doing. He's, no pornography, no pornography. And then he's in his, behind closed doors, he's out with prostitutes.
What I'm saying, hey, don't look at Jimmy Swaggart. Oh, sure, he has to hang up on me now. He hasn't got the guts to hear what I have to say back to. Okay, hey, pal, Kyle, you didn't have the guts to listen to me talk back to you, so I'll talk back to you right now. What I'm saying is this. I'm not trying to be Mr. Morality. I'm trying to say what is... I don't make the laws in this country, but I certainly want to recommend what laws should be made. I'm saying pornography is wrong in the United States of America. Children get a hold of it, and that's why I'm against that. And it is degrading to women. It is filthy and perverted, and certainly should not be allowed. And as far as the advertising of booze and cigarettes, what I'm saying is, why should these manufacturers of hard booze and tobacco be allowed to try to make it look like it's great for us to smoke and drink? Well, it makes as much sense as for us to allow someone to advertise poison. And that's exactly what they are doing. They're advertising poison and saying it's okay for us to take it. We shouldn't allow them to do that. Now, if they want to do it on their own, let them go out and kill themselves. Let them get lung cancer. Let them get a cirrhosis of the liver by drinking too much. But damn it, we shouldn't allow the manufacturers to brainwash them by allowing them to advertise their disgusting poison.
Wally, now you're saying you don't want these people to advertise. You're saying these substances are so bad. Why don't they ban these substances? Why don't they get rid of tobacco and alcohol altogether?
They should.
Do you think that'll ever happen? It will never happen. And as long as the government is going to allow them to manufacture this stuff, then they have to allow them to advertise.
No, they don't. Who says they have to allow them to advertise?
The Constitution of the United States.
But when the Surgeon General comes out in a national press conference and... Well, hold on.
Does that ever make any difference?
I'm talking now. Your microphone is off. Now, here's what I'm saying. When the Surgeon General of the United States of America comes out and states that cigarette smoking does indeed cause lung cancer, does indeed cause heart disease, does indeed cause birth defects in pregnant women, I say, why in the world should we allow these cigarette companies to try to induce us to smoke and kill ourselves?